Hey guys, it's LEGO Boy Z3. This is my tutorial on making a 5x5 barrel. So today I'm going to show you how to make a 5x5 barrel like this out of a 5x5. I'd recommend a Shangsha one for this purpose because they're cheap and the mechanism works well for one. As for modding materials, you'll need a small saw, a belt sander, as well as optionally a Dremel. If you don't have one, you can also use some low grit sandpaper instead. And you'll also need various higher grit sandpapers to finish off the pieces. And because you're going to be filling in the pieces of the 5x5, because of course they're hollow, you're also going to need some sort of filler like milliput. That's what I would recommend. And because it's a twisty puzzle, you also need stickers for it, and so I'd recommend getting some uncut stickers in the colors that you want, so you can just cut them out and get a knife for that, and then also get some pre-cut 5x5 stickers for the pieces that are in the shape of a 5x5. And finally, you also need some super glue and some black spray paint. So let's get started. To begin, get out your 5x5 and tighten all the sides a little bit so it won't turn too much while you're modding it. Now get out your saw and turn the middle layers 45 degrees, and then just start cutting anything that sticks off. So any of the little pieces, edges, corners, anything, just cut them off, and eventually, by doing this enough, it'll turn into a perfect barrel shape. Also, when you cut a piece off, there will most likely be a small cap that'll either stay there or fall off, and either way, you're just going to want to take it off and set it off to the side because you'll need it later. Now once you got all the pieces sawed off, to refine it into a more perfect barrel shape, just turn the layers in smaller increments and use either a Dremel or sandpaper, and use that to just round it down as much as you can. And then once it's mostly sanded down to a rough barrel shape, use a screwdriver to get all the small plastic bits out of the pieces, and then take the cube apart. Once you've sorted all the pieces out, get all the caps that you've got from earlier and super glue all the caps back into the pieces that they went into. Now mix up some milliput and begin to fill each piece individually. It's going to take a while, but don't put too much milliput in because it's useless to just build it up and then have to sand it back down later. And just a tip, if you don't have a lot of filler or you're filling a larger piece, stuff a small piece of like tissue paper or just a piece of paper in first and then put the filler on top of that, and that'll save a little bit. So now you should have filled each of the 6 types of pieces, and some of those do have mirror variants. And now I'd recommend going through each one of them and scraping off any little bits of milliput that you may have gotten on the side of the pieces, or just kind of the faces on the edges, just to make sure it'll still turn well. Now reassemble the cube, being sure to align all the mirrored pieces correctly. And if you used a lot more filler than you really needed to, like I did, then I recommend getting out your Dremel again or the sandpaper and just sanding it down to a kind of rough barrel shape again. Then you can get out the belt sander. Now make sure the cube is still misaligned, and then take out each opposite center cap and then hold it by the holes in the centers, and then set it on the belt sander, get it spinning, and rotate the whole puzzle a little bit, and so it'll slow down a little bit. And by doing that, you can still ensure maximum sanding, but make sure it's still turning. So eventually the cube will turn into a perfect barrel shape, so just make sure to apply even pressure all around so it will remain like this. And if you want, you can periodically apply checker patterns to the puzzle to make sure all the pieces are even. Now you're going to want to remove any remaining stickers on the puzzle because you're not going to be able to reuse those later. And if you want, you can perform one last light sanding on the puzzle and then disassemble it. And then after all the pieces are sorted again, use a really high grit sandpaper and round the edges and corners of the pieces. So just kind of sand it down, kind of curve it a little bit, and then get the corners of it. And then once you've done with that, get the highest grit sandpaper that you have and just smooth it down all around one more time. And after doing this with every single piece, yes, it will take a while, you can assemble the puzzle one last time and take it outside. And set it on something like a piece of plastic that won't get stuck to the pieces. I just glued a couple of Legos to a piece of cardboard, and that worked well. Now get out your spray paint and spray paint the pieces of the puzzle with a couple of light coats. Having not enough spray paint on it will look better than having too much, and if you spray too much, it may get stuck in between the pieces and you'll have to take it apart again, and everything will get messed up. So just spray it as lightly as you can. And that's pretty much it. So for all the kind of weird shaped pieces on the edges of the puzzle, really what you have to do is kind of cut out a sticker that matches those pieces, but I'm not going to show you how to do that today because really I haven't found any method that really works extremely well. And as for the face of the puzzle, where you can use just the normal stickers, just get the stickers, cut out a little circle on them, and then apply them. And really, there's no best way to apply stickers that I've found, just kind of do what works. But for now, this is my 5x5 barrel puzzle. I'll have a video showing the stickered version in more detail in a week or so wait around that and tell me what you think. So if you like this video or if it helped you at all, be sure to leave a like down below to show me that. And also leave some suggestions for other videos like this in the future, maybe like a 7x7 barrel if you want me to do one of those. And stay subscribed to be notified when another video like this comes out. Bye!